So one of the questions we've been getting a lot lately is, what do we see going on in the business marketplace right now? What do we see transactions-wise, whether it's lending activity, buying and selling real estate, businesses buying other businesses? What have we been seeing in the last stretch? Obviously, we've been under the governor's order now for around 2 months or so. And so, if we rewind the clock back to just before the governor's initial order, right, we see a really good economy, tons of activity, and then, all of a sudden we have the pandemic occur, the governor puts in place his initial stay-at-home order, and all of a sudden we see business kind of come to a halt. Everybody hits the pause button, takes stock for a minute, trying to figure out how are they going to continue to operate. Do they need to pivot to a whole nother type of business because the way they were doing business before isn't going to work? What do they need to do from a staffing perspective? How are they handling remote work? So what's been nice is in the last maybe 2 weeks, we've started to see some of that normal business activity again. Obviously last week, Governor Hogan put us into phase 1 and really gave some additional liberties to the businesses to start operating in a different way beyond just the essential businesses. But even just a little bit before that, we started to see some confidence come back into the market and start to see some normal activity. So, myself and some of my colleagues here started getting some calls from, on the lending side, from borrowers and lenders who, were just getting normal loan requests. Or, on the business side, we had a couple of business acquisition deals that had gotten paused right when everything started to happen, that have come off pause and are starting to go forward again. We've also gotten a couple of new transactions that have come in the last 2 weeks on the business side, businesses that are looking to acquire right now. In the real estate side, starting to see some of the developers dip their toes back in a little bit, see some activity there. Tenant activity has picked back up again, a couple of leases that have gotten signed, gotten written. So again, we're certainly not out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination, but definitely starting to see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, and nice to see that confidence coming back to the market.